become the primary threat. Especially when we see it shift more into a line or a structure. This afternoon is something we do not see very often here in Tennessee. This is what we are very much used to this. So these storms that form out ahead of the main line, the discrete cells, those are more of the long tracked tornado threat that we get. But more often than not, we will end up with a line like this. Still a tornado threat within the main line, but wind is more of a concern within the main line, along with very heavy rain, torrential rain. And we're already seeing the flash flood warnings begin to pile up behind this main line here. A lot of these storms are producing a good 3 inches of rain in an hour's time, and that could easily lead to flash flooding. So we want to make sure that we are watching this flash flood threat pretty closely. In fact, I'm going to look at just a 3-hour accumulation, last 3 hours here. So we are looking at a lot of heavy rain. There's just even a 1-hour accumulation, 3 inches, an inch in Cadiz, 3 inches in Murray, Princeton, 3 inches. So again, a lot of the rain that we're seeing on the ground now is accumulating fast. So that is why we've been stressing the flash flood threat, especially for those in our northwestern counties who will continue to get hammered over the next couple of days by this front that has stalled and just doesn't seem to want to go anywhere. So unfortunately, that will continue to bring us heavy rain, flash flooding concerns, and as we get into tomorrow, our severe weather threat continues. We will have more chances for severe weather. For tomorrow afternoon, mainly I-40 and north. It's a level 3 out of 5 threat, so it's not a small threat. So again, this is just a very active situation that we have here. Still watching this area of rotation. Looks like a new tornado warning, Brett, was just issued just outside of the viewing area, so just across the state line. Callaway County in Kentucky here has decided a very small tornado warning, I might add, for Callaway County. So very particular in where the threat is for New Concord and Hamlin. So in Callaway County. So the fact that they have issued the tornado warning indicates that the rotation is still there for the storm in Henry County. So Buchanan, Freeland, for folks in Freeland in Henry County, please make sure you are taking your safety precautions. Still rotation detection, a nice tight area of rotation as it approaches the Tennessee-Kentucky state line and land between the lakes. As we get more into I'd say the next half hour will be interesting to see if National Weather Service in Nashville decides to issue a tornado warning out of this for Stewart County. So we've got a couple different Weather Service offices here. This is Paducah, this is Memphis, and this is Nashville that are right here. So a couple different offices that have to work together to issue these warnings. So that is where we are tracking the current storm as it works its way through here. I'm going to track this alone, just that area of rotation, and puts it in Chestnut Grove in the next 23 minutes from, excuse me, from now. So again, to take a look here, we've got the 2 warnings that we're looking at. The one still in Christian County goes for another 15 minutes. That one is going to be moving now north of Crofton. Looks a little bit better on radar. Let's take a look at it here. A little messy on velocity. And still, I'd say just one of those situations where we've got multiple areas that we're watching for rotation. So best that if you're in that warned area to just go ahead and take shelter. From Crofton to Fruit Hill, Empire, all places in the path of this storm now, passing over 169 in northern Christian County. And that warning again will go for another 15 minutes. Storms out ahead of the line. Boy, they're really issuing those severe warnings all the way out ahead of that line there. So a lot of lead time for tonight's warnings, storms as they come in. And again, a lot of these will be 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-size hail. We had reports of baseball-size hail earlier this afternoon. That should not be the case as we head into the overnight, kind of like the main tornado threat for the afternoon. The hail threat comes down a little bit as we head through the overnight. I still think there will be the potential for hail, but not baseball-size hail. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. But still intense rainfall and storms that continue to march through the area here. And the area of most concern, I still think, is in Henry County. Near Buchanan. So,
Katie, they were talking, the National Weather Service in Henry County, talking about a cell merger ongoing within Henry County, but it's all included within that big tornado warning, so they're just going to leave that tornado warning as is. And then, too, what you were saying with that area, that National Weather Service in Paducah issued that little area in the southeastern corner of Callaway County for that tornado warning. Totally agree. It's just for this area of rotation, radar just updated. This area of rotation right here, I'll circle it in blue right here. This is going to be for far northeastern portions of Henry County. It's that general area where we are looking at some of the better rotation on radar. That is, again, just like we've seen with all of these storms so far, moving off to the northeast around 50, 55 miles an hour or so. So the corner of Stewart County, no tornado warning for your area just yet, but it could be heading your way. So just keep an eye out. Nothing to worry about right now, though, for northwestern portions of Stewart County. Let's go also take a look back to northern Christian County. Let's see what we're seeing up here. Some of the better rotation in northern Christian County is actually going to be for the far northeastern corner of Christian County. But overall, not seeing as good of rotation as we were earlier up there for northern portions of Christian County. I'm also going to switch it back over here, too. I was seeing that in the emergency management out of Henry County was saying nothing really too big that they were seeing up there. I'm trying to get this pulled up real quick. If I can get back to it. Let's see. No reports from any. What am I trying to say? No reports of any tornado on that tornado-warned storm in Henry County. That's what I'm trying to say. No sightings. Heavy rain and lightning, though, that's a given. We are looking at a lot of lightning associated with these storms, and we've been seeing that all day long now, along with some very heavy rain. Some of these storms, too, back over here in western portions of, we'll say, West Tennessee. Everybody that's included in this orange polygon in West Tennessee, 80-mile-an-hour winds possible with that. So regardless if the winds are spinning or if they're going straight, 80-mile-an-hour winds can definitely do some damage. That is outside of our viewing area, but just outside of it, if that line holds together with that same strength, that's going to be sending those strong winds into Henry, Benton, and Decatur County here within the next probably 45 minutes or so to an hour. Henry County could start to see that a little bit earlier. But update on this tornado-warned storm, that little triangle that we were talking about in far northeastern Henry County, that little better area of rotation where they put that tornado warning up in the Callaway. Yep, National Weather Service here in Nashville decided to go ahead and include Stewart County, that northwestern corner of Stewart County, in that newest tornado warning. That is also going to go until 11 o'clock. So this looks a little weird because we have 3 different National Weather Service offices where this coverage all converges. So Callaway County included from National Weather Service in Paducah. Henry County is covered by the National Weather Service in Memphis, and then the National Weather Service office in Nashville covers Stewart County. So we have 3 different weather service offices working together for these tornado warnings right here. We'll get to this better rotation, and I want you to be in your safe place if you're around Cabana Estates. This is going to be in Henry County. This is where the better area of rotation is. I'm going to try to get this more in the center of your screen, but this right here, the shade of brown, that's our radar showing us where the better rotation is. This is going to keep on pushing up to the northeast, and as it crosses into parts of northwestern Stewart County, we're going to have areas like Vinson, Fort Henry, Tip Top, Chestnut Grove, Bumpus Mills, Snyder, Tobacco Port, all included within that tornado warning as well. So if you're in the very far northwestern portions of Stewart County, you need to go ahead and get to your safe place right now. There could be a tornado right there. The safest place going to be the lowest floor of whatever building you're in. If you have a basement, that's great. Not everybody does. So just get to the lowest floor of whatever building, the most interior room, and put as many walls between you and the outside of your home as possible. Don't stand near any windows. Don't want to do that with any of these tornado warnings. Obviously, those windows could quickly break. Good news up here. We were talking about the rotation not looking as good on the radar up in northern Christian County. National Weather Service has canceled that tornado warning that was in effect for northern portions of Christian County. So good news right there. Is still a severe thunderstorm warning for a lot of Christian County. Hopkinsville included within that severe thunderstorm warning. I think probably 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts going to be possible as that line of storms right there continues to very slowly pass through Christian County. And the only tornado warning we have is this kind of chopped up tornado warning right here. That's for parts of Henry County on up into Stewart County. That again is set to go until 11. Katie, let's see. I'm not seeing anything in the chat on any.
I just checked the weather service here in Nashville. I haven't seen too much. It looks like it's moving more through southern Kentucky and still may clip portions of Stewart County, but the best rotation is going to be near New Concord, past over Freeland, toward Hamlin, and may clip Stewart County. New scan coming in definitely does look a little more impressive here on radar, and it continues to be where our rotation detection is. So what I'll do here is just track this area and push that forward about 50 miles per hour. So that puts it in Donaldson in about 23 minutes from now. So again, this is going to be for extreme northern Henry County right now. The very corner here of, I believe that's Callaway County, and then Stewart County. So, and again, clipping Stewart County, even the northern edge. So this will be one that we're going to keep our eye on. That's really the only warning that we are looking at the moment. This definitely, though, has my eye, and Brett was talking about this here. This is, for one, a very large severe thunderstorm warning. Two, it is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. So that is like a level up from a severe thunderstorm warning, where Brett was mentioning that winds could be in excess of 80 miles per hour. And that is just straight line wind damage, not something to mess with. So it can be as strong as a weak tornado. So it's not just wind, we'll say that. So please make sure that you take these storms seriously as they move through. Winds up to 80 miles per hour with some of these severe thunderstorms that are pushing in. The one tornado warning that we continue to follow includes portions of Henry, Callaway in Kentucky, and Stewart County, and that's within the line here as it works its way into more of Middle Tennessee. So slowly but surely, we are seeing that line march more into Middle Tennessee, and this will be an overnight event that we will continue to track. Scott's at the anchor desk. He's got more information for us. Scott?
Katie, thank you. Obviously, you see our meteorologist on the air during this severe weather coverage, but we've got a lot of people who are operating behind the scenes. Our assignment desk has been touching base with all of the counties that are in the watch and warning area. So far, we don't have any reports of damage, despite the fact we know that tornadoes have been confirmed on the ground. But clearly, there's a lot of rural areas in the extended Middle Tennessee area. Unfortunately, at this point, it appears that the tornadoes have touched down there and not done any damage. However, it's going to be a long night. We've got a powerful line of storms you see on the radar here behind me continuing to march across our area from the west. And you need to have a plan. When Katie says, this is the time for you to, heed the warning and act right now, you need to know where you're going. So at your place, if you've got a storm shelter, you're fortunate enough to have a basement maybe, that's where you need to go. If not, the lowest level of your house, an interior room, maybe a closet, a bathroom that is away from any windows is where you want to go. You want to have some batteries in there, a flashlight, perhaps a candle, some way to light the candle if you happen to lose power. Take your cell phone with you so you can continue to receive weather warnings from Fox 17 and official information as it comes out. Now, we also do have some pictures of the hail that was a part of some of the storm cells that were on the front edge of this. They weren't exactly part of the storm, but they were out front, and they contained some big winds. And this is the size of some of the hail. This is big enough to do some damage. Some people in our viewing area may well wind up with some roof damage out of this, and hail this size can certainly do that. It can break windows. We don't have any indication that it has at this point. If you have pictures or video, send them to fox17.com and then get on our Chime In app as part of the website and share those. Guys, I'm hoping we don't have a lot of pictures to share, but it's a possibility.
On top of that, you know, it always helps us tell the story as well. If we can actually get any pictures of the damage and stuff like that, it just helps us tell that story, and also just shows you that you really need to be taking these things seriously when you see that tornado actually on the ground. And then, Scott, like you were saying too, some of that large hail obviously can cause quite a bit of damage. Earlier, we had some storms that moved into Middle Tennessee out ahead of this main line that's moving through right now. I was seeing some reports of some very large hail, baseball-sized hail or so, that I saw a report from around Ashland City with some of those storms from earlier this afternoon. So we've had large hail. We've had already a couple of tornado warnings that were issued before this main line, and now with this main line, there have been confirmed tornadoes right around the far northwestern portions of our viewing area. I don't have any 100% confirmation within our viewing area, but some of the counties that butt right up against ours, there have been confirmed tornadoes, and we still have a couple of tornado warnings that are out right now. Looks like the National Weather Service office in Paducah just issued a new tornado warning. This is going to be just for the extreme far northeastern portions of Christian County. So I'll cover this just real quick, and then we'll get back down to the tornado warning in Stewart County. But just a quick update for you on this tornado warning way up here in the far northeastern portions of Christian County. We'll say if you're around Apex, just go ahead and stay in your safe place for a little bit longer. If you're in the Apex area, maybe just a little bit of rotation. Looks like the best rotation might be just on the edge, though, of the county line. That's actually more so into Muhlenberg, Kentucky. So we'll continue to watch that area for a little bit longer. There was that tornado warning that was just issued. Not a bad idea, though, to just be in your safe place. Play it safe up there in far northeast Kentucky. You won't have to be there for much longer. Far northeastern Christian County in Kentucky. We're going to go back down here because it looks like we just had a couple of more tornado, or at least one new tornado warning issued. Katie, this is going to be down here, Henry County and Benton County. The National Weather Service office in Memphis just put out a new tornado warning for those. So they saw a little bit more rotation improving on the radar, so they decided to go ahead and put that new tornado warning on that storm right here in Benton and Henry counties. So this is just outside of the viewing area, the actual better area of rotation. We'll try to pop some of this up on radar, but it could be moving into this area very soon. So now we were dealing with this original tornado warning here in Henry County. That one's set to go until 11 o'clock still. That's the storm that's going to kind of move up into Stewart County. But now we have this new tornado warning that's going to include, we'll say, the southern portion of Henry County and the more eastern and central areas of Henry County. Paris is included again within this new tornado warning. Paris was also in that original tornado warning, but this new tornado warning does include Paris, Van Dyke, Mansfield, Bain, Big Sandy. That's around Henry County, Prospect in Benton County, Camden as well in Benton County. They're on the far southern edge of that, Prospect, Halls, any of these areas in Henry County and Benton County, you need to go ahead and just stay in your safe place. We are still seeing a little bit of this better rotation. This is going to be really right around the Henry County line and just south of that into parts of Carroll County, where we're seeing some of that better rotation on the radar. That's what prompted the National Weather Service to go ahead and issue that tornado warning. So it hasn't quite crossed into the county just yet, but it could be very shortly. Maybe even seeing a couple areas of rotation. One of these right here along the Henry County and the Carroll, Tennessee county line. So
yeah, it does look like it's near Mixie.
It does. Yeah, so this is Mixie right here. We'll try to zoom in on these maps. So I think probably around this area where we're seeing some of that better rotation with that storm right there. That's in way northeastern Carroll County here in Tennessee, and that's going to be heading up, though, into parts of Henry County. So that's why if you're in the southern or eastern half of Henry County, you just need to go ahead and stay in your safe place. And like we always do, we'll give you the all clear when it's safe for you to go ahead and get out of there. We also had that other tornado warning that's still going to stay in place for northwestern Stewart County and that's going to go until 11 p.m.
I do have a track here on that area of rotation that we're watching right along the Henry County line. And you can see some of the communities Brett was just mentioning: Bain in 10 minutes from now, Springville in 13 minutes, and Big Sandy coming up in about 15 minutes. So that's the area that we are watching. And it seems like these are pretty classic as far as areas of rotation within a line of thunderstorms where they'll spin up. They look fairly impressive for a few scans, and then they will start to kind of to dissipate away. So the one in Carroll County right now, pushing into Henry County and into Benton County, looks like it is tightening up a little bit potentially here just to the east of Mixie and Vale. And we'll be headed towards Manlyville and Bain, Halls, and Big Sandy. So these are all spots. Prospect, I'd go ahead and take tornado precautions now as well within the tornado warning. And that is going to go until, again, 11:30. So we've got the 2 tornado warnings here. In fact, this northern one for Henry County, probably letting that continue just because we have some of these storms here that are still along the leading edge. But this one is easily emerging here more as almost like what they would say, Brett, again, like a cell merger, where these two are kind of merging together. And this one is actually starting to look a little more like a tornadic cell. And the line here kind of disconnected right here in West Tennessee. So perhaps it would be able to feed a little bit more into this cell here. So again, for folks near Mixie into Mansfield, Bain, and Prospect, Big Sandy in Benton County, need to be watching this one very closely. I'd go ahead and take your safety precaution now and head to the lowest level of your home away from those windows. Radar still picking up some pretty decent rotation with this one. Right here between Mixie and Vale. And that one, again, if we take a look from that and keep your eye right there where the rotation is, and we click back over to reflectivity, and that is exactly where the inflow is within the storm. So that would be where we would see a tornado. If there is one in progress right now, it would be right around Mixie and we'll be headed towards Mansfield. Mansfield and Van Dyke, seeing quite a bit of heavy rain, maybe even some small hail within the core. In a typical or classic tornado structure, you end up having your tornado here on the southern flank of the storm. Usually it is accompanied by this inflow notch that helps feed into the storm. And then on the northern side of that cell is usually the hail core, the heavy rain and the hail that we end up seeing a lot of times. So that's what we are looking at, a little bit more distinct on its own, not so much in a cluster, but we're seeing two storms, it looks like, just next to each other here. The other one in northern portions of Benton County. Some rotation there, but we're not seeing anything yet. I think that's too concerning, at least. Weather Service has not noted that. Might be, boy, there's just a couple areas that we're looking at there through Henry County, even southern Stewart County, and into Houston, or Benton County, I should say, butting up next to Houston County. But nothing yet, so it butts up next to the Tennessee River, but have not seen anything yet about that extending more into Stewart and into Houston County just yet, but heads up that might be a possibility here. So this area of rotation still in the southern portion of the storm, and continues to push to the north and east at about 50 miles per hour. So we continue to watch this. This one is the only one that we have our eyes on at the moment still. I believe the other one was in Stewart County here, and we take a look and they still have some areas of rotation as well, but this was for an earlier tornado warned storm coming out of Henry County. So likely we'll continue to let this go unless, I don't know, I have not seen anything about them canceling this one. This would be out of the Weather Service, I think.
I think they'll just go ahead and just let that probably expire at 11. I haven't seen anything else, and I know that there's this severe thunderstorm warning that's going to take over parts of Trigg and Christian counties. So that looks to be out ahead of that tornado warning that's in northwestern portions of Stewart County. Still, there's a couple of tornado warnings that we're watching, those severe thunderstorm warnings as well. So even if you don't get caught up in any of these tornado warnings, you could be getting strong winds regardless if you have these storms moving over your way. I know along the plateau and even areas along Interstate 65 have not seen anything for several hours now. We had some activity close to 65 earlier this afternoon, and a little bit to the west, or a little bit to the east of Interstate 65, we had some severe thunderstorms as well. But then we got a nice long break for some of those areas, and really it's been our far northwestern areas now that have been dealing with this for a couple hours, some of these severe thunderstorms and tornado warned storms too. So you'll see the bulk of the activity is only for a few areas. It's going to be for a few counties up here in southwest Kentucky and a few counties in far northwestern portions of Middle Tennessee, and the rest of us, everything else is calm. However, as we go through the overnight hours tonight, you still need a way to receive warnings, especially around Interstate 65. These storms could keep on pushing to the east and maybe even a little bit further than that. So just go ahead and have a way to receive warnings through the overnight hours tonight. I know a lot of y'all may be trying to sleep, so if you have anything that can wake you up that you can get warnings from, that's going to be ideal because these storms will now be occurring while people are trying to sleep. So just a good idea to stay weather aware for tonight because still a couple of tornado warned storms right now, and we could see this same thing carry on over into the early morning hours of tomorrow morning too. So you just got to stay weather aware. I'll pop up this tornado watch map to show you who all still has that tornado watch in place. It's going to be nearly all of our counties in southern Kentucky. That's going to go till midnight and then 1 a.m. for those counties close to Interstate 65 and east of it. And then all these counties here in Middle Tennessee that are highlighted in yellow, that tornado watch is going to go until midnight. So that's where it stands right now. I haven't seen any more talk about the tornado watch really, but until midnight for right now. We'll go ahead and switch back over to radar, but I want to make sure that I'm not missing any sort of information.
I do want to update our lower third there. Christian County's tornado warning has expired, so we can update that one there. But we still have the warning out for Henry County, Benton County, and Stewart County. So those are the three that we have in effect for the moment. Scott, it sounds like you have some information for us at the anchor desk.
Well, guys, the information I have is good news. We are continuing to check with our assignment desk and the folks behind the scenes here at Fox 17 News to find out if there are any damage reports in any of the counties. And we're talking about, Henry County, Stewart County, which is the Dover area, Montgomery County, as well as some of the counties north of the border that are still in our viewing area, including Trigg County and Christian County. Folks, so far, there are no reports of damage. We've got about 23 to 30 people, I believe, without power in the Stewart County area. So again, despite the fact that the heavy winds have moved through, the work that was done, before to try to prepare has mitigated the damage, and so far there's not a lot of power outage. We are thrilled with that. Now, I can tell you that as the storm continues to march through our area overnight, we will continue to be here anytime there's an active warning, and know that you can also count on our weather product. If you have not already, please download the free Fox 17 weather app. I get warnings at my house regarding that, and it lets me know when there's a warning in my particular county.
All right, thanks so much, Scott. We're continuing to watch this one area of rotation here, southern Henry County now, so it has pushed more into Henry County, just around Bain and Halls, headed towards Big Sandy. So this is the one cluster of cells that we're watching here, tornado warning for Henry, Benton, and Stewart counties. And this continues to be the best area of rotation that we have at the moment. So we are watching this one here. I'll put a track on this one again. And let's see, this newest warning goes until 11:30. So it is just before 11. The one up at top of Stewart County, I'm expecting that one that they're going to let it expire because I don't see a lot of immediate threat within the tornado warned area. Definitely seeing severe wind. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect, and that goes until 11 p.m. as well, with winds up to 60 miles per hour. But I would expect that the tornado warning there is going to be allowed to expire. That goes for the other part of the Henry County tornado warning. That one expires at 11 o'clock. So at the top of the hour, we should be able to erase this box here and the one in Stewart County, hopefully, and be left with this one warning in Carroll County, Benton County, and Henry County. And I will say that the rotation is still there. It still looks fairly impressive right around Bain. So this is right around Bain. We'll be headed to Big Sandy, Bass Bay, Lick Creek, Cotton Patch, and pushing more into Stewart County and potentially even Houston County if it holds together and if the National Weather Service in Nashville decides that they need to issue that warning. I've circled the area, and then we take a look at rotation detection, also picking out where that warning is at this time. So that is the one tornado warning that we have in effect, with a slow moving line that is marching more into southern Kentucky and now into parts of Middle Tennessee. This big orange box that you see here off to the west, that is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. So that's like a heightened severe thunderstorm warning where they were saying that winds could be up to 80 miles per hour. That is a get in your basement type of severe thunderstorm warning, in my opinion. So even if we see these tonight, I'm really hoping we don't. That would be a take action severe thunderstorm warning. So we will keep a close eye on that as well. But for focus now, we continue to track the tornado warning that's pushing through Henry County right now, the corner of Henry County and Benton County. So still looking I'd say fairly impressive. It still has some inflow here just around Bain or just north of Bain. So again, we need that inflow to pull in moisture and warmer air to help kind of energize the storm. And then on the other side of it here would be where we're looking at that rotation right around Bain, crossing over 641 now, and Big Sandy right in the path of it. So for folks in Big Sandy, please make sure that you are in your basement at this time or lowest level. Lick Creek, Bass Bay, Cotton Patch, Crossroads to McKinnon, all areas also included in this path where rotation has held together so far. So we're getting to that point where we'll be wondering with Weather Service out of Nashville if they will extend that warning more into Stewart County and into portions of Houston County. But for just a lead time sake, here are some of those communities. Big Sandy in the next 5 minutes, McKinnon in 18 minutes from now, expecting the area of the storm, and I've tracked it basically from where that rotation is expected to push in to your area here. Scott, with more information coming in now.
Kate, we've got a new piece of video that came in from one of our viewers up in Christian County, Kentucky, north of Hopkinsville, and it is of an interesting cloud formation in the storm. Let's go ahead and roll that and take a look at this, and we'll look at it together. You can see it is incredibly dark, but when the lightning flashes, you get a glimpse of what's going on there. You see the tree line and then some kind of spooky looking cloud formations up in that neck of the woods. And again, this came from one of our viewers. His name is Ricky Combs, and again, it's out of Christian County, Kentucky, and he used the Chime In section of our website. But when you see kind of right there in the center of the page, you can see a car off to the right, but some really scary looking clouds. And you guys were talking last night as this storm came through, and because of the storm we have, any tornadoes or something like that could be rain wrapped, and I'm not saying that's what happened here, but you get a glimpse of it, and that's why it's so hard to necessarily see trouble coming and why you really need to heed the warnings when we give them.
Yeah, you're right, Scott, and the fact too that we're talking about nighttime tornadoes, which we are no stranger to. Tennessee leads the nation in nocturnal tornadoes. Not a statistic you want to be on the top of the list of, but unfortunately that is the case. And so when we're talking about line tornadoes, they are hard to see because they are usually rain wrapped. And then in addition to that, it's nighttime. You can't see anything. So these are really difficult to see coming, and typically don't get a lot of lead time on them either. We're still following this one here in now extreme portions of Henry County, eastern Henry County, and getting ready to move into Benton County near Big Sandy. that would be where we are seeing rotation now. So Manlyville and Big Sandy passing over the Tennessee River, and that continues to be where we're watching for the potential for a tornado. It is 11 o'clock now on the dot, and so anxiously awaiting to see these boxes hopefully disappear on
It should
us.
be popping off here any second.
Yeah. It'll be like magic.
Yeah.
But then the one will remain. This one here goes until 11:30, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
Yeah. So you can see too that even extending beyond the tornado warning, there is a big severe thunderstorm warning that's been issued for this line right now. So National Weather Service in Nashville, or Memphis, will hand this off to Nashville. And for now, Nashville is placing it under a severe thunderstorm warning, but we'll easily need to keep an eye on these leading edges because that's going to be where the tornado sweet spot is for anything that may pop up. So still some ragged rotation right around Big Sandy and Manlyville. So in between there, maybe tightening up a little bit close to Big Sandy. So. Please, again, want to make sure that we're really taking those precautions and heeding the warnings for tonight, because this is kind of a heightened situation that we have for this evening. This is TDOT out of Jackson. Thank you. And still, even through Jackson, which has had an afternoon already today, continues to see quite a bit of rain and lightning coming through now. So I'm going back just to see radar, see what they're going through at the moment, if it's leading edge stuff or if they've already seen that pass. Yeah, so they're looking at the leading edge coming through now. So here's Jackson on radar, and it's looking pretty intense. So lots of lightning, a lot of heavy rain, and the potential for destructive severe winds. They're within that destructive severe thunderstorm warning, winds in excess of 70 to 80 miles per hour. You can actually see the water being pushed on the road if you look at that. So torrential rain and severe wind pushing through Jackson now. Again, that's a TDOT camera that we have there. So that's a good visual representing what we will see as the line moves closer to Middle Tennessee over the next few hours. Lightning, I put lightning back on, and again, this leading edge really is showing up a lot of lightning here for that leading edge. It does look like that tornado warning for Henry County, the ones that we were waiting for to expire, were allowed to expire. So now we have the one warning that we continue to watch here for Benton County now and Henry County. So still looks like this will go for another 30 minutes unless the Weather Service decides to let it expire here. And this, I'm actually on the Memphis radar. Let's go back over here. And let's see too if the Nashville radar can show anything a little bit more, maybe a little bit here. So now passing past Big Sandy and toward Bass Bay and McKinnon. So this area here would be where we're watching, moving through Henry County and Benton County now, and getting close to Stewart and Houston. But National Weather Service in Nashville watching it closely, most likely, but have not decided to warn on it. Keeping a close eye on this one up here. Just saw this one too, Brett, near Big Rock in Stewart County, right along the border of Tennessee and Kentucky. So a little bit of wind there. And even some rotation back in Dover right now, it looks like, potentially. So a lot of this is rain wrapped.
Yeah, you know, unfortunately, down here in the South, that's the type of tornadoes that we have to deal with a lot of times. But it's just a little after 11 o'clock now. Current time is 11:04, just hit 11:04. So I want to just kind of take you back, give you an overview of what's going on. We're going to zoom out pretty wide. I'm going to change it to the Memphis radar. I think that should be able to pick up some of these a little bit better. But so here's just kind of a wide look at what's going on. We'll put this in the center of your screen right here. This is the main line right here that we've been talking about all day. We had some of these storms that developed out ahead, well ahead of this line, as it was still over in parts of Arkansas. That's what we initially kicked off the afternoon with, some of those tornado warnings. But now this is the main line with very strong winds, rotating storms. We've seen tornado warnings with this. Very heavy rainfall too. We have some flash flood warnings in effect for some of our area too. It's this storm down here in West Tennessee that includes Jackson, Tennessee. That severe thunderstorm warning could have winds up to 80 miles per hour with that storm right there. So like we were talking earlier, it doesn't really matter if these winds are rotating or if they're straight. You could, I mean, either way, you're going to get some damage possible with some of these very strong winds, again, whether they're rotating or it's just straight line wind damage. Here's the live camera of Jackson. So still seeing some lightning on that. These storms have just been producing a lot of lightning and also very heavy rainfall going on in Jackson right now. Lots of lightning with those storms though. So that's kind of just an overview. I'll show you this tornado watch map one more time and then we'll get right back to that Henry and Benton County storm. Real quick though, just showing you this tornado watch just to kind of show you what we're looking at for at least the next hour or so. Have that tornado watch in effect for everybody in that shade of yellow as of right now until 11 or until midnight. That everybody in yellow in the tornado watch. That's going to include all of our counties basically along into the west of Interstate 65, just that general area, and then most of our counties in southern Kentucky. Now we're going to go back to that tornado warning that we have for parts of Henry and Benton counties. The best area of rotation, let's see, we're going to be up here around Big Sandy still. This is kind of what we've been talking about now for the past little bit. So that what you see right there on your screen, Benton and Henry counties, if you're living in this area, you need to go ahead and take your safe place around Big Sandy, Bass Bay, Lick Creek, Faxon, anywhere in these areas. This is going to be up here in northern Benton County, really, the best area of rotation for this storm right here. You need to go ahead and stay in your safe place. Again, that's Big Sandy, Heigler Ridge, Lick Creek, Faxon, Bass Bay, any of those spots. Get to the lowest floor of whatever building you're in that most interior room, too. That is the best storm that we have as far as any sort of rotation looks like on radar. Still have several severe thunderstorm warnings now, but right now that is the only tornado warning that we have remaining for.
Brett, looks like they're going to issue a new tornado warning for Benton County.
For Benton County?
The one coming out of Benton County and Stewart County, it looks like.
Yeah.
Probably for Houston as well. That one is actually, that rotation is looking a little bit better now, as it's now pushing more into Houston, butting up next to Houston. So this is northern Benton County and right around Lick Creek here. That's a pretty good signature. That, and then also watching an area just to the north of Dover, another area of rotation. But the one that of most concern at the moment there, and there's the new tornado warning that just came out, is right there. And that's going to be a tornado warning for Stewart and Houston County until 11:30. So tornado warning for Henry, Houston, and Stewart County until 11:30. But that's a pretty decent radar signature that we're seeing now moving through Lick Creek. So Lick Creek to Cotton Patch Crossroads up towards McKinnon and even points north and east from there, Carlisle and Dover. For folks in Dover, you are included in this warning. I would make sure that you're getting ready to take shelter. You probably have about 20-25 minutes before this storm reaches you. Let's track it here real fast and put it on. So Dover in about 16 minutes, so a little less time. 16 minutes, 16 minutes from now, McKinnon in 4 minutes, Bear Spring in 19 minutes, and Red Top in 27 minutes. This storm headed towards you. We'll take out all the other noise and rotation detection, still showing best rotation near Lick Creek and McKinnon, headed towards Dover. So the new tornado warning for Stewart and for Henry County, or I should say Houston County will go, and Henry County will go until 11:30. So that is a continuation of the warning for the one in Benton and Henry counties. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now, and includes the destructive severe thunderstorm warning now includes portions of Decatur and Benton County. It stretches as far south, almost to the
That's a big warning.
Yeah, to the Alabama and Mississippi state line. So for folks in Parsons and Camden, heads up, this line here, winds in excess of 70 miles per hour will be possible here. I want to see if they still have that 80 mile per hour tag on it or not. But 70 mile per hour winds possible. So that'll be, again, with the line of severe thunderstorms. They're moving at about 45 miles per hour. But again, the most immediate concern continues to be near Houston County and Stewart County. This is pushing through Benton County right now, and continues to show rotation within the storm. So for those folks in these areas, please make sure that you are taking action now to head to the lowest level of your home. So still pretty good rotation here from our radar just north of Lick Creek. And again, rotation detection picking up on it as well. So this is crossing the river, McKinnon to Dover, Carlisle, Cotton Patch Crossroads, all places that need to be watching this closely. In addition to that, the torrential rain will continue to be a problem for us here. This is a lot of rainfall that we are seeing within these storms. Hail will also be a possible with these storms as well, in addition to the potential for straight line wind damage. This is lightning from Clarksville that we see here. I believe this is from one of our photographers. Is it not from Patrick? Yep. So this is one of our own Fox 17 photographers, Patrick Geenan, and he took this video and sent it in to us, so we appreciate that. But just again, goes to show you here, Clarksville still has yet to see the main line move in. We're starting to see kind of the leading edge of that cell push more towards Montgomery County, but these storms have a lot of lightning with them. So you will hear those storms coming, and you'll see it too with the lightning because they have quite a bit of energy tonight. A little bit of a bow segment that I see there in that destructive severe warning. I'm going to quickly change radars and take lightning back off, just to quickly see what we're looking at. A couple bowing segments down a little farther south, and one big track on this, just to give folks a heads up, in Benton and Decatur, about 45 miles an hour. Prospect 10 minutes, Camden 15 minutes from now, Parsons about 20 minutes from now, and Atkins Chapel in about 20 minutes from now. Destructive winds possible, winds in excess of 70 miles per hour, along with heavy rain and hail, all possible. So another wide view showing what we have going on. We have severe thunderstorm warnings up and down Tennessee, and a tornado warning that does include parts of Middle Tennessee now for Stewart County. It's for the southern cell mainly, but I have seen rotation as well in this cell as well, just not as prominent. This is the main concern, and that's why the National Weather Service issued the warning for Houston and for Stewart County. So this will continue to work its way north and east. And
that's some decent rotation there near Lick Creek and Cotton Patch Crossroads, Katie.
Yeah.
And you can even see, I'll put it back over to reflectivity, you can kind of see that inflow, these winds kind of feeding into that right around the McKinnon area, kind of right in this general area, those winds kind of going into that storm. And we're seeing that better area of rotation right there around Lick Creek and Cotton Patch Crossroads. We'll put it over here on the velocity product real quick. So it's this area right here where we're seeing some of that better rotation. So if you're up in Stewart County, if you're in Dover, you need to be in your safe place right now. Asbury, Cotton Patch, Crossroads, Carlisle, Atkins, Legate, any of these areas. Just go ahead and get in your safe place, stay in there. We'll give you that all clear when that threat has passed your area. But that's the tornado warning that we have in place right now. That's going to go until 11:30 p.m. So another 17 minutes left on that tornado warning. And I have not seen any new information coming in, Katie, on that tornado warning. But like you were saying too, you know, we have some very strong winds down here potentially around Benton and Decatur County that's going to be heading your way with that strong severe thunderstorm. Very strong winds with that. 70-mile-an-hour wind gust going to be possible. I'll change radars real quick, kind of make this look a little bit better, but put it back on the Memphis radar, reflectivity. So this area right here, parts of Benton and Decatur County that you're seeing in that shade of orange right here for this severe thunderstorm warning, could be seeing wind gusts around 70 miles an hour possible with that. So you got to take that seriously too. Straight line wind damage obviously can cause a bunch of damage as well. And then we have that tornado warning up here in Stewart County. That's the only tornado warning that we have in place for our viewing area right now. We still have other severe thunderstorm warnings right around Clarksville, not quite included in that severe thunderstorm warning just yet, but you saw from that video that our photographer Patrick got up there in Clarksville, lots of lightning up there too. We'll pop back on lightning just really quick. So looking to the west of the Clarksville area as those storms are starting to approach, a lot of lightning with those storms right there. I'm going to pop it back off though, because things can get really cluttered when we have a lot of lightning like that. But still that tornado warning. I'm going to switch back over here and just see if there's anything, maybe even quarter-sized hail with this tornado warned storm that's moving into Stewart County right now. But just go ahead and stay in your safe place for a little bit longer. This tornado warning goes until 11:30. So Asbury, Dover, those areas, let's see, Carlisle, Bear Springs, Atkins, all need to stay in your safe place for a little bit longer, at least another 15 minutes or so until that tornado threat clears your area. But that is still the only tornado warning, it looks like, in all of Tennessee right now. So this whole line was severe warned, or tornado warned, as it was pushing into the Mississippi River. Now we have lost all the tornado warnings except for this one that includes portions of Decatur County, a little bit of Henry County, and up into Stewart County here in Middle Tennessee. So hopefully that's a good sign, but still, straight line winds could be a real issue with some of these severe thunderstorms as well.
All right, thanks so much, Brett. And again, we're continuing to follow the tornado warning there that stretches from Houston County into Stewart County. I've been looking at some of the other reports and storms out to our west, south and west, coming in out of West Tennessee. So still a long night ahead for these storms here as they march through. It looks like a new tornado warning.
Yeah, right
too.
when I said that, they put one up, and that's headed towards Decatur and Benton, Decatur County. So we'll be keeping an eye on that too.
Yeah, so we'll be watching that one. For now, though, the only warning that we are concerned with for the moment continues to be in Houston and in Stewart County here. So we are watching this and still see some decent rotation with this one and near Asbury and just to the south of Dover. So, excuse me, we are watching this here. And we'll be pushing to the north and to the east, still moving at about 45 to 50 miles per hour, and will make its way more through Stewart County. So will be interesting eventually. This goes for another about 10 minutes, but it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do, if they will continue that into parts of Montgomery County or if they will let it expire. Rotation is still evident there on radar, though, within the storm, and it looks like we'll keep an eye on it here. So a couple areas that we'll continue to watch with this storm. That northern edge also looks like there might be a little bit of rotation back towards Big Sandy a little bit. But Asbury, Carlisle, Cave Spring, all in the path of this area that we're watching push through now. Into more of Stewart County, and will continue to work its way north and east. This is a view from Clarksville, so this is all ahead of the line and ahead of that thunderstorm that we are watching as well. That does have part of it severe warned on. So the very edge of Montgomery County here, we are looking at a severe thunderstorm warning, but possible that we could continue to see brief spin-ups around, and that live view there from Clarksville just shows you the heavy rain that's falling, along with the threat for lots of lightning. These are going to be electric for tonight. So that again, still Clarksville not in the severe thunderstorm warning. We're just outside of the severe thunderstorm warning here, but we'll likely see it issued shortly. With the winds that are pushing in. Winds here would be up to 60 miles per hour. And then back to the south and to the west in West Tennessee, but does now include Benton and Decatur counties. We have a destructive tag on the severe thunderstorm warning, which means winds could be as high as 70 miles per hour. So definitely a severe wording there with these storms, and then a new tornado warning that we see there just south of Jackson. So sometimes too along the southern edge of those storms, we can see more rotating parts of the storm. So that's something we'll have to keep our eye on too. But that looks to be a pretty healthy cell there, Brett.
Yeah.
coming in just near
That
Tune.
one. Right.
Let's see, put on the velocity. Yeah, fairly impressive. Some destructive winds regardless. Near Tune, headed to Teague and pushing through Cloverport. So that is a fairly impressive storm that we will watch as well. One, though, that we continue to watch for another 10 minutes at least will continue to be the one here that's pushing more into Stewart County. So southern Stewart County now near Asbury and south of Dover have the best area of rotation. Still decent at this point, headed towards Bear Spring and Indian Mound, Cave Spring and Atkins. I'll put a track on the area that we're watching. So southern Stewart County, moving at about 45-50 miles per hour, puts it in Dover in the next southern portions of Dover in the next couple of minutes. Bear Spring in 7 minutes from now. Red Top about 16-17 minutes from now, expecting that line to move in. So for folks in Stewart County, heads up, this is moving your way and still has had history of some, maybe a little bit of pulsing, even some rotation right around Carlisle and Asbury. So these two locations here will need to make sure you're sheltered in place. Cave Spring, even ahead of this, even I would say Oakwood as we get into Montgomery County. These are all places that need to be at least watching this one closely. A little closer in here, Long Creek Road, Carlisle Road, and Bear Spring. This is moving close to Bear Spring in Stewart County, just south of Dover. Again, in Stewart County here. So the tornado warning is still out for Houston and Benton County, but the main area of rotation that we continue to track is for Stewart County. So we'll keep that in mind. There is a little bit of Benton County there, not Decatur. I don't think Decatur has a tornado warning. No, it does not. Yeah. So technically the warning is still out for Benton County, Henry County, and Stewart and Houston. But the main area of rotation is passing south of Dover now. So that is going to be where we're watching. Behind it, though, we are seeing another area of rotation here, just north of Big Sandy. That one not really lining up as much. But something we'll have to keep our eye on. This is one of those nights too where usually once that leading edge pushes through, you don't have to worry about a tornado threat anymore, and that's not the case tonight. These storms just continue to move in, sort of kind of hitting the same locations, which is not going to be great news as far as the rain threat is concerned here. So rain, even in the past, I'll put the 3-hour total on, and it's showing 3 inches in some spots, 2.5, 3 inches, and that's just within basically an hour's time. So keep in mind that, again, the flash flooding concern is very real, especially as we get more into the overnight. That's where we expect more of a flash flood threat rather than a tornado threat. A couple spin-up tornadoes will still be possible along with severe wind. But this will definitely turn more into a wind event as we get a little bit, or a wind event and a flooding event as we get more into the overnight hours here. So we continue to watch the tornado warning. It's about 11:23. This goes until 11:30. So they're probably deciding what they're going to do with this here. I will say, Brett, the rotation continues to look fairly impressive on radar. I'm going to switch to our Hopkinsville radar just to see, even though we do have rain going through the area, just to see what we've got. A little more muddied through Hopkinsville. I'm going to switch back over to OHX. And I'd say now Carlisle to Cave Spring, Cumberland City, all in the best area or the path where the best rotation is right now. So south of Bear Spring, all these places, so still in the tornado warning. So I would make sure that you are taking those precautions anyways, and go ahead and just head to your shelter now and just kind of hang out and watch the radar, watch us here. You can always take your phone or a tablet with you and pop us up on our app or on our website. We're streaming even on Facebook. You can watch us on Facebook as well, and YouTube. So there are several ways that you can watch us in addition to traditional television. I know a lot of times too that our radio partners will simulcast us on the air as well when we are in tornado coverage. So again, lots of different ways that you can listen in and make sure that you are staying aware and up to date of the situation. So still, we're watching that tornado warning here coming up next to the expiration date with the storm in question, but also looking at the line that is pushing more into Camden, indicating some pretty strong winds that are starting to push in here from Big Sandy stretching on down to Camden and Prospect. So we do have severe thunderstorm warnings on these and those winds on this side here, Prospect and Camden, included in that destructive tag, which means that winds could be as high as 70 miles per hour. And we are getting a little bit of bowing right along 641 here. So that would indicate too an area that we want to watch for gusts of wind. Zooming out though, we continue to track the tornado warning. And again, if you're just joining us, this is our view for tonight. This line is marching into Middle Tennessee. I would expect it in the Nashville area, probably in the next hour and a half, maybe, Brett?
Yeah.
Probably.
It's not moving. It's not the fastest system in the world.
And you know, it's not a straight line either. It's not a predictable line. We'll say that. It's fairly erratic, and so it's a little more difficult to pinpoint exactly when it might hit your neighborhood. So bear with us for the evening hours here. But it does look like they've added a new severe thunderstorm warning that does include Clarksville now. We were talking about that when we were seeing the lightning video from Clarksville. So winds up to 60 miles per hour, along with hail up to quarter size. There's that Clarksville video. So still fairly electric with that lightning coming through in the Clarksville area.
Yeah, that's going to be the main concern up there, Montgomery County right now. Just some very strong winds possible with this line of storms as it continues to push east through Montgomery County, also up into parts of northern Dixon County too, included within that severe thunderstorm warning. And like Katie was just saying, that was for 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-sized hail going to be possible with some of those too. I'm assuming this is Clarksville right here on this camera, some rain, and we are looking at Clarksville right now, still seeing some lightning. Yeah, good bit of lightning on this camera right here. There's the rain. Flooding, it could become an issue for some of these areas too. We do have some flash flood warnings in effect. This is going to be for Trigg County. I know we have that one. I think that's the only flash flood warning that we have right now for Trigg County. More could get added to that though, because this line is not moving super fast, and some of these are producing some very, very heavy rainfall too. Back to the tornado warnings really quick. Just still this tornado warning that we have up here, it's going to go until 11:30. We have Benton County and parts of Stewart County and the far northwestern portion of Houston County included within that tornado warning. We'll pop on velocity real quick and just see. Let's see. I'm going to put on this. So could still be seeing some of the better rotation down here. This is going to be in northern portions or portions of Benton County. Where we could be seeing some of that better rotation going on. I'm going to pop back over because, Katie, this tornado warning is set to expire here in just a couple of minutes. So
I'm curious to see what they're going to do.
I know, that would be great if that does not get extended.
Right.
If this tornado warning is allowed to expire at 11:30, we would at least briefly be tornado free.
Knock on wood.
I know. The only thing is we have that one now in that we were looking at around Bolivar in Henderson, Tennessee, kind of moving through the Jackson area. So if that one also doesn't get extended, that'd be nice too. If that one gets extended, that'd take it into portions of Decatur County, but that's still well outside of our viewing area right now. But
it is interesting too to note that it's very windy outside. Just in our studio, I can hear the wind, and that is all outside of the line. Very breezy conditions today. It does look like they issued a new severe thunderstorm warning ahead of the line that extends now all the way through Montgomery County, also includes portions of Dixon County. So this, I believe, is just kind of like a heads up. We are looking at the line moving in. There still is possible a chance for a tornado, but this is just going to be an early heads up lead time that we have the line coming through shortly. So again, excuse me, looking at the warning here, the best area of rotation at this point continues to be south of Carlisle and moving through southern portions of Stewart County, still there on radar. Let's look at storm relative here. So there's still a little bit of rotation moving in, but it pulses. So again, and that's pretty classic with these types of storms, where we might find a little bit of strengthening or rotation, and then a couple scans later it will pop off again, or it'll dissipate. So we'll see what happens here in a few seconds. So it is 11:30 now on the dot, and we haven't heard anything about what they are going to do. It sounds like they're going to let that warning expire.
Looks like it just expires. Yeah, that's great news.
That is really great news. So the warning for Henry or for Houston and Stewart County has been allowed to expire. And the one in Henry County, I believe, as well, will be allowed to expire. But yep, and there they go. But all of these signatures here, this is indicative of some pretty strong winds. So please keep that in mind. All of these are severe warned on with this line. We have got plenty of severe thunderstorm warnings, including a destructive tag here for Benton and Decatur counties. And we continue to follow the tornado warning coming through Henderson now and near Bolivar. So we'll be watching that. I think at this point, we're going to regroup just a little bit here. We are still here. We are watching this closely, and we are on standby. If we have another tornado warning that is issued, we will be back on the air with you. Or if we have more of these destructive severe thunderstorm warnings that are issued, we will be with you as well. We'll be with you here all night regardless. So for now, I think what we'll do is send you back to programming, allow ourselves to regroup for a minute after an extended period of coverage, and we'll be back with you as it warns throughout the night. It's going to be a long night. Stay with us. We'll get through it. No, it's all right. Thank you.